because I know I have to leave, I'm not looking to trade, but then the trades come to me and I take good trades. I had really good trades. Dip buying NLST not once but twice today. And really the second time was the best trade of all. Hey, Tim Sykes here with a video lesson. Sorry, I've been a little MIA. Crazy schedule. Someone asked me, what is my crazy schedule? And I just put some of the cities together, what I've been doing. Right now I'm filming this in LA. I am right here in this whole itinerary. This is just a month, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cities in 1 month. It is a stupid schedule. I am not bragging. I'm complaining, but I have responsibilities and I sometimes take on too much. Boston was to surprise Jack Kellogg, celebrate him crossing over 12 million. Dubai was our trip. Tokyo, I had a whole thing planned. Went all over Japan, actually. That was a nice little birthday treat to myself. Vegas, I went for 1.5 days to film. LA, 1 day to film. Back to Bali for Earth Day. Had a new recycling center opening. Planted a whole thing of sunflowers in a former illegal landfill. LA is where I am right now, about to go to the studio and film. Miami is where I will be tomorrow to go film. Turkey, I'm going to see all the charities that we donated nearly $300,000 to. Visit with the earthquake survivors. Back to Dubai for some meetings. Back to Bali for 2 new school openings. This is my schedule. Understand, you should not do this. I am losing my freaking mind, but I am grateful. Also, I'm up a little over 28,000 now. Trading small, taking small gains, small losses. Jack Kellogg, new video right now, just came out, as if I didn't need a freaking other thing to happen today, but you guys should all watch it. This guy is over 12 million. He used to park other people's cars. He studied. He was dedicated. He's obsessed. He succeeded. I want more students like it. Let's go over some trades. CXAI, AI play spiking 100%, even with the NASDAQ just absolutely sucking, the Dow sucking, the market sucking, really kind of fading, and this could be the beginning of the end of this, recent multi-week, multi-month rally. The good news is when you have plays like CXAI, there's a lot of, other spikers, just showing that there can be any spikers. PTPI, nice little rebound. CXAI, by the way, is just a short squeeze. And I mentioned this in my challenge webinar. I mentioned this in a few watch lists recently. AI stocks have been hot, then they were not. And you always have to look at recent runners and how they can come back. This one went really, supernova. So I'm watching GFAI. It wouldn't surprise me if GFAI starts bouncing a little bit. I was looking at MRAI, but it's not really coming back. GFAI is probably, my number one play to watch right now as I'm filming this here in the 17s. Watch to see if it can take out the day high. I don't really want to make a trade. As you can tell, I'm frazzled. Too much going on, too many time zones. Trying to drink coffee to even, keep up. I got a call in like 8 minutes. Then I got to be in the studio in 45 minutes. Way too much going on. But I'm still watching. And again, it's okay if you have a busy schedule. Sometimes life gets in the way. I wouldn't recommend my kind of schedule at all. But at the same time, it prevents me from over trading. And I see a lot of people over trading right now. I know you want to learn. I know you want to earn. But this is not the market to over trade. This is the market to overstudy and, travel, work out, go outside, spend time with friends or family. If you are going to, listen to me and understand that this is a marathon, not a sprint, you're going to be in this game for years or decades. Not every day, not every week, not every month is going to be a time where you just sit in front of your computer all day. I do have students like that. They live miserable lives because they're gambling junkies. Okay? When people say, like, I really enjoy trading, shut up. You're a junkie, okay? Do not become a junkie. Do not become a degenerate gambler. Yes, Jack Kellogg is now over 12 million. Fantastic. Not everyone is going to do that. Very few people do. I think that there's a really kind of good middle ground where you can be obsessed with your studying. You can learn a lot, get inspired by people like Jack and my 30 other millionaire students now, but you don't have to let it become your life. I'm frazzled because I take on too much with my charity, with my social media, now seeing that you realize, like, wait a minute, you can use your social platform for good. That's my own issue. You guys probably don't have as many followers as me. You don't have as many responsibilities as me, just because I know I can help. Like the $300,000 that we basically raised in a week for the Turkey and Syria earthquake victims. That's because of my social media, 100%. And I take that very seriously, and I'm very excited about that. But at the same time, like, this schedule, you have to understand, this is not a rational, even sane schedule. It's amazing that I haven't lost all my sanity yet when I'm like this. But, I take on too much, and for myself, I'm a traveling junkie. I warn about trading as an addiction. Traveling for me is an addiction, and I have to do better. This is not a good schedule. Leave a comment in the comments and say, Tim, stop doing so much. Stop traveling so much. Get your head together. Get your life together. I understand you want to film a lot. I'm trying to film with all like the new upcoming students, and it's just way too much. Going to Vegas, going to LA, back to Bali. Bali, understand the Earth Day project was, I can't move Earth Day. So that was just, craziness, going back and forth in Bali for 36 hours, traveling like 48 hours to get back and forth. That's just, sometimes like shit happens. So understand, I didn't plan all of this on purpose. Stuff just pops up. And now Dubai, going back there, you'll see I actually have a really big interview with someone who has tens of millions of followers. And I think I can do some good and spread, some good messages about responsible trading and charity. But anyways, I'll post a link to this Jack Kellogg interview. To trading, I was really excited about CLOW. I really thought that was going to be like the first green day, the start of something. What did it do? Nothing. This is part of the problem with me and promoters, because again, promoters like to dump on me when they find out that I'm long their stocks. I got out like near the open because it just wasn't doing much. And I'm glad I did. If you're ever in a promo and it's just not doing much, recognize like promos can collapse very quickly. So first green day, solid close. Second day, absolute crap. And I'm glad I just walked away with some profits here. You could have timed it better and gotten out of the 20s or 21s. I didn't time it perfectly, but I just protected. When a play doesn't do what I want, I just go into like full protect mode. Really, CXAI is the biggest spiker short squeeze. HNRC came out with some good debt restructuring news, and this one, or not debt restructuring, dividends. Sorry, too much going on. Let me pull up the PR. This is the PR. They'd have a dividend review. Like crazy, seemingly too good to be true dividend. Who knows? We'll see what works. We'll see if it happens. But it's spiking, and it's just a momentum play. Stocks and trade breaking news alerted it. You could have gotten in anywhere here in the low to mid 20s. Now high 30s. Fantastic. Congrats if you bought it. CXAI and HNRC are the biggest plays today. CLOW just dead in the water. PTPI also had some nice spiking, but now it's coming down a little bit. Be very careful. I'm filming this around 1 p.m. Eastern. Part of the reason why I don't like trading midday, some people ask, like, Tim, it's a breakout. Midday breakouts often fail. You can see this with PTPI, CXAI also, had a successful breakout, but now it's kind of choppy. Really, the story is the markets. The S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, all fading. And when you're fading like this, especially after multiple weeks of uptrending, you just got to be careful. You got to play it safe. I got to go do another interview. I got to do literally a talk in like 2 minutes. Again, learn from my mistakes. Don't do this travel schedule. Leave a comment below. Say, Tim, this is freaking insane. With the markets, again, we're fading a bit off the highs. Be very careful. Study more. Use this slow time for trading. Either focus on the biggest percent gainers like CXAI or HNRC. If a play doesn't work out, like CLOW or MRAI, it's okay to have small gains and small losses. It's not the end of the world. You just don't want to get stubborn. You don't want to let a small mistake turn into a potential disaster. You can't say, oh, CLOW, first green day, I know the promoters are going to support it. You don't know anything. You don't know shit. The promoters can always dump on you. I just play safe. It sucks, but, that's how you stay safe. I got to go. See ya. All right, so just got to the studio to film a whole bunch of stuff, but we got 10 minutes before the market close. Right now, the markets are dropping steadily. I'm up roughly like $1,000 today, just dip buying into some intraday panics. I'm an hour and a half late for filming today. Just got in from, where was I last night? Bali. Bali to Manila to here. In 5 hours, I'm flying to Miami, filming all day in Miami. Next morning, off to Turkey. So Bali, Manila, LA, Miami, Turkey. 3 days, maybe 4. I don't know, depending on the time zone. Stupid schedule. I'm not bragging. I'm trying to warn you against, overdoing it. That's overdoing it. I'm going to actually post a link to another video that I filmed this morning. Or we'll just include it. I don't have to post a link. We can just include the video. You can see, or you can hear how out of control I am. Like I can't even keep track of everything. And I'm all for being a retired trader coming out of retirement when there's a play that's so good you would feel guilty missing it. But I'm legit just pushing myself too much. And this morning I was a little crazy. Now I've calmed down, I think, just because like the coffee has worn off and I'm fading. The funny thing is, and I'm not bragging about this. I don't think this is a good thing, but I actually am trading better because I don't want to be trading. I'm trying to get to the studio. We have a lot of stuff to film here. Because I know I have to leave, I'm not looking to trade, but then the trades come to me and I take good trades. I had really good trades, dip buying NLST not once but twice today. And really the second time was the best trade of all. I'll include that video too. I have to review that. I didn't even have time to review it yet, but I actually nailed the bottom on NLST. When I was legit about to leave, I had Uber already called. I had to cancel the Uber. My Uber rating probably dropped as a result. We're filming here in the studio. I was like an hour and a half late. How much is the studio?
$100 an hour.
$100 an hour. So, it cost me like $150 just to miss it. And then my Uber rating dropped. I haven't even checked the app. They probably charged me because I think the Uber was waiting for me. Probably call it like $180, $190. Call it $200, right? $200 in opportunity cost, but I made about $600. And it was more than just the money. Remember, I donate all the trading profits to charity. It was such a good trade. And again, this is my weird backwards thinking. You'll hear me say this. I'm a retired trader. I'm only going to come out of retirement when there's a play that's so good, I would feel guilty missing it. And right now, as I'm watching this, market closes in 7 minutes. We might as well just go till the end. I might have to take this trade on GFAI overnight because AI stocks are bouncing. CXAI is up 100%. GFAI is only up 4%. So, if there is a sympathy play to be had, GFAI and CXAI both act very similar. Let's see what AI. AI, the ticker is down 1%. But right now the NASDAQ is down like 2%. So now I'm trying to judge, should I get into GFAI for a probable spike tomorrow? But I'm taking like a red-eye flight tonight. I'm going to feel like death. I'm also in a studio in Miami. Do I really want to be awake at 9:30 a.m.? I get in at like 6 a.m. Studio starts at 10:30 a.m. Do I want to prioritize, that little chunk of time? I can get maybe another hour or two of sleep before I have to go to the studio. If I take this trade, there's no sleep to be had. But then again, I'm flying out the next morning to Turkey and I can afford to be tired. I don't know. Turkey also is going to be a grind. Bali was cool because we did a recycling center opening. I'll show you a video here. We also planted a former illegal landfill, turning it into a field of sunflowers, which I have to go back for in a month and a half, just like to show, the earth can regenerate. It's pretty cool. Turkey, we raised nearly $300,000 to help the earthquake victims. So we're going to document it. Even though the earthquake is over, the problems are not. Turkey is like a near bankrupt country. The government just sucks. And the people are still suffering. There's 3 million people living in tents, and it doesn't look likely to end anytime soon. So I'm trying to help every community. I'm trying to help myself. I'm trying to trade. I'm trying to teach you guys. So I just have to judge. Should I take an overnight position or not? It's impressive that this AI stock is even up at all. But if this is the beginning of a massive trend change in the market, 3 out of 4 stocks follow the market. So a lot of you guys like to just focus on one play, like the news, the pattern, but you don't think about the overall market. You don't think about the sympathy plays. What if the NASDAQ tomorrow opens down 3, 4, 5%? The banks are tanking again. First Republic is down 50%. Why would First Republic matter to an AI stock? Well, if First Republic goes bust, other banks can go bust. It's a very slippery slope when all these banks and all these companies are in so much debt and there's so much losses. It won't take much to just poke it all over the hill. So right now I'm leaning towards not taking a position overnight just because of my schedule and because of the bank risk. Tonight, maybe I even forgot to cancel my orders though. I might have a position. Oh man. Nope, I did. I remember to cancel the orders. Good. I'm already tired filming this. GFAI also has a 40 cent a share spread. So if I do buy, I'm going to buy on the bid, not on the ask. I don't like big spread stocks. The markets are finishing right at their lows. This is really not a good sign for tomorrow. And remember, I'm filming this at the end of October. Not October. Why did I just say October? The end of April 2023. We've had a multi-month bounce in the markets. So the markets are due for some retracing, if not an outright crash if the banks fail. There's a saying, sell in May and go away. May through October is historically a really bad time to invest. So you have some nasty trends. Let's see. How much am I up on the day? Some traders don't even look at their profit and loss column. Like they want to, give these stocks like the time. I am always looking at my profit and loss. I don't know how to just, trade the chart. I'm in this for profits. And if I take my eye off the profits, I don't know, bad things happen. The markets are right at their lows. There doesn't look to be a bounce at all. And this is potentially a serious trend change day. No position overnight. That's how I judge. Judging based on my schedule, judging based on what the overall market might do, the risk of a big market tank, where even if AI stocks pop, there's no guarantee that popping is going to even be, that impressive. Too much risk. I need to prioritize my sleep. Let me tweet. How'd you do today? Did you stay safe, meticulous? I'm very happy to be plus 1K on NLST. What was the other one? CLOW, which I had overnight, which I'm glad I exited near the open when it didn't do what I want. Let's see, MRAI. That was the AI play. 1K on 1K today, plus 1K today on these plays, as this DIA NASDAQ downtrend is very ugly and could be the start. Oh man, I gotta finish tweeting. Something far worse. Other banks. How'd you do today? Did you stay safe, meticulous? I'm very happy to be plus 1K today, as this Dow SPY NASDAQ downtrend is very ugly and could be the start of something far worse, especially given all the problems in other banks with FRC and other banks. Safety first. I'm glad just to be green, you know? I know people want like big profits, but I really think 2023, at least so far, unless something major changes, is really a good year to learn and not necessarily earn big. I don't know anybody having record profits right now. And if they are, like, they're taking massive positions and massive risks, which I don't think is a good thing for 99.9% of people watching this. You know, I know Jack Kellogg has made nearly $2 million. Props to him. He's been very disciplined and meticulous. Kyle Williams is up nearly $1 million on the year. But aside from them, I really don't know like anybody doing that well. Retweet this. If you stayed safe today, nasty overall market, any profits whatsoever should be celebrated. And that's the thing, like you really got to adapt to the markets. It's not always about big profits. Like sometimes I was happy just taking small profits on NLST. I guess I could have done better. NLST finished up a little higher, but I'll just play it safe, you know? There's always that option of playing it safe. You don't have to take overnight risks. You don't have to take big risks. There's a whole way to do this stuff, you know, rather safely. Obviously, it's not completely safe. Oh, shoot, HNRC was up huge. I forgot about this one. How do I forget about the biggest percent winner in the day? HNRC really spiked nicely. Oh, but it faded into the close. I'll do another video lesson reviewing this. We'll include a bunch of videos. End it here. Leave a comment below. Tell me that I should calm down. Maybe I'll listen to you. All right, I'm about to film a video with my trades today. I'm more calm now than I was earlier. I think because the coffee is wearing off and I'm like, my jet lag is starting to seep in. Let's see. Microsoft and Google just reported good earnings. So that's going to be good for the market tomorrow. The NASDAQ is already up 1%. It dropped 2% on the day, and it's already up 1%. It's made back half its losses in like 3 minutes, which is pretty cool. I have no overnight positions. I'm just prioritizing safety and sleep. Let me film this. All right. What should I start off with? Let's talk about NLST, because this is probably the best little play. Testing, 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 testing. All right, what's up? Tim Sykes here. One more video just to include in this whole mishmash of videos. So many lessons, For the day, I finished up a little over 1,000. Like, I'm pretty happy with the NASDAQ down 2% on the day, even though Google and Microsoft just reported earnings. So the NASDAQ after hours is already up 1%. But, I'm not trying to guess earnings. And just, today, over $1,000, which, doesn't seem like very much, but this is actually a pretty good day for me, especially because I wasn't even looking to trade. I really can't begin to emphasize enough the whole retired trader thing is so important. I was coming here to this studio. I'm finally filming this in a studio. It took me like 40 minutes to get here. I was an hour and a half late. Pascal, what is it? You said the studio, 100 an hour? So, like $150 wasted in studio time. I had to cancel the Uber. That was probably like $40 or $30. I don't know. I'll look and see. But basically, call it like $200 wasted in time wasted. It's not even just about money. But I nailed NLST, the bottom, which is sometimes it's not even about the money. It's just like really gratifying. So this is NLST. I missed it. This was a perfect weekend play. Stocks and Trade breaking news broke the news that they had won a nice court case, court decision against Samsung on a Friday evening. Several of you even messaged me, but I was flying. As I've said, like my schedule the past few days has just been insane. I was flying. I couldn't take the weekend trade. Congrats to everybody who did. It's cool to see that the pattern works, whether or not I'm there, whether or not I'm prepared, whether or not you're prepared. It's only natural to have a little FOMO, a little fear of missing out, especially when it's like my go-to pattern, go-to strategy. Coulda, woulda, shoulda been there. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Probably had like 3,000 shares here at like 420-ish, and I probably would have sold the 3,000 shares at like 520-ish. Best case, make $3,000. Nothing huge, but again, it's gratifying when a plan comes together. I missed that opportunity. Now I'm looking for dip buys only. I don't even remember exactly when I filmed that last video lesson. I don't know if I got my first dip buy on camera or not. I literally have no idea. Doesn't even matter. I had 2 dip buys on NLST. And this is the thing. First dip buy was kind of like a stab in the dark here, right around here. Because it's just like when you have a panic from the 5s down to right here, and I pretty much nailed the bottom. It wasn't that much of a bottom, but I nailed it. Why did I dip buy it? Because again, retired traders come out of retirement when there's a play that's so good you would feel guilty missing it. That was this roughly like $300 profit. That was true. I would feel guilty missing it. I just wanted to take the trade, and I wanted to learn a little something too. I think it's really good to take trades and learn, not necessarily just about the money that you make or lose. You could take small trades. You can buy 100 shares. You can paper trade. But it's really tough if and when there is a big panic to just come out of retirement with no trading, no recent practice. You get a little rusty. So that was a good test trade. My second NLS trade is what I'm most proud of because, again, I didn't want to trade. I'm literally all packed up. My Uber's waiting for me. The studio's waiting for me. Pascal's waiting for me. Everyone's waiting for me. But I saw an opportunity. And again, normally, like some people ask, like, how do you know if it's definitely the bottom? You never know 100%. And I was actually dip buying this with a lower low. And I'm dip buying it in the afternoon. So some people have already asked, like, Tim, it didn't have a double bottom. It's not a morning panic. Like, it seemed to be breaking all the rules. Understand, the rules are more guidelines, really, right? Pirates of the Caribbean voice when they're like parlay and they want it to be exact rules. It's not exact rules. Sometimes you have to adapt. And my thesis was that NLST was tanking. Yes, it got overextended. Yes, stop losses are going off. But it's tanking because the overall market has dropped so much. And when a stock is influenced by the overall market, if the market bounces, or even if the market doesn't, even if like some rational pricing comes to this stock, it can bounce. Too many things popping up. Anyways, so I'm waiting. Everyone's waiting for me. And I dip by it. And again, why would I dip by it? Because I saw some signs of bottoming. You don't see it on the chart, but if you watch level 2 like I do, there were some big dip buyers here at like 438, 440, and 435 specifically, like 50, 60,000 share dip buyers. And usually when you have those big orders that are buyers, like they're not dumb. They have money. People with small amounts of money usually are dumb, unprepared. Like I could care less what, newbies do. In fact, what most newbies do, you should do the opposite since most newbies lose. But when there's big money and when I feel like this stock is trying to form a bottom, I'm going to try to dip buy. And so, again, still very small position sizes for me. You look at it, I made 2%. Best case, I could have made 5%. Not a huge opportunity, but testing. So many of you are so scared to look bad, to make mistakes, to do the wrong thing. And it's good to be scared, but at the same time, you gotta test. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. For me, I'm testing when there could be good dip buys. Even though everyone's waiting on me, I had to try it. And I didn't catch the exact bottom. Sometimes I like catching the exact bottom. I was in at 432 and I had a sense that was where big buyers were. Even with the big buyers at 440, 435, 430-ish, 430, there was a lot of buyers. There was 100,000 share buyers, not all in one chunk, but lots of, buyers soaking up all the sellers at 430-ish. There's also a lot of support at 425. So I'm thinking this thing is down nearly $1 a share from this morning. Big buyers are here. It's probably just due to the overall market. I got to believe that there's a bottom somewhere. Also, by the way, look at key levels before the big over the weekend spike. You can see here it spiked, topped out at 420-ish. So, this is pretty easy to see. It didn't get down to 420, but it got down to 428. So that was what I was looking for. I saw some people being like, oh, it's going to break through 4. And I'm like, you stupid newbies, just look at the chart. It's not going to go down that much. It could have, but the chart didn't tell me that. And the big buyers, as I thought, did protect it. They were on the right track. So I dip bought. And again, this is not a perfect trade. People are like, oh, Tim, you made a lousy 2%. This isn't that good. It's good for me given the situation and because I was testing. And again, I'm testing a thesis and I like it. I said my goal is to sell into a bounce in the 440s or 450s. Both of them would have worked. I had to get a new Uber. I'm coming here. I was just glad to lock in profits. For the day, I finished up over 1,000 on the day. The NASDAQ finished down 2%. Now it's bouncing a little bit after hours, but it looks like it's fading a bit. Microsoft was up $15 a share. Now it's up $10 a share after hours. Let's see. Google reported earnings too. It was up $6 a share. Now it's up $5 a share. Anyways, it looks like we're set for a bounce tomorrow just because of Google and Microsoft earnings. But be very careful. You have the banks, again, being problematic. FRC dropped nearly 50% on the day. If that bank fails, another bank can fail, and you start the whole bank panics all over again. Long story short, I locked in profits. I played it safe. I'm really happy with my $1,000, especially where if you watch the earlier video lesson, I was just insane. Literally jet lag is catching up to me. I don't even know what city I'm in anymore. It's really a tough 2 weeks of travel for me. And I don't encourage anyone to do that. By the way, one last lesson, CLOW, which I thought was a good first green day and a pump, finished down nearly 50% on the day. And I'm very glad I exited this morning. Didn't sell at the top. Again, I could have gotten 20 or 2021 to be, really solid. But when I saw it just wasn't really doing that much, I didn't care whether I'm out at 19, 20, or 21, even 18. I'm just trying to break even or make a little money. So CLOW, that was a good trade. That might have been my best trade just because I stayed disciplined. MRAI, I tried the dip buy, didn't work. And then NLST, 2 times, the second dip buy really worked, and I left like half the profits on the table. So long story short, I'm a retired trader. I'm a traveling addict, jet lagged completely, but with all this craziness, like this helps me stay disciplined. If I'm not jet lagged, if I have perfect Wi-Fi, I'm over trading, and I usually do worse. I know it sounds weird. I know it looks weird. It is weird. I'm a weird guy. So you just got to find what works for you. Leave a comment below. Tell me to slow down. Tell me I'm traveling too much. Maybe I'll listen to you.